and welcome back to Allotment Life. Thanks for joining me for another weekly vlog. Before I get started on any jobs today, let's have a look around the plot. I've got my 8 no-dig beds down here. One over the back there is covered in the corrugated plastic and that's heating up nicely. I need to hoe this green manure and cover that with plastic. These 2 are empty, and I also need to hoe this one and cover with plastic as well. On a day like today, when the sun is shining, these heat up really well. Let's head to the greenhouse next, because I can see lots of colours starting to appear. We've got a beautiful display of crocuses, and the tulips are starting. Still no sign of the daffs. Interesting. How beautiful do these look? Absolutely gorgeous. In the greenhouse we also have the potato sacks. I'll be watering them soon. And under the bubble wrap we've got the potatoes that are chitting. Last night it went down to -4.1 in here. When the sun's out we've hit a high of 41 degrees, currently 31, and that's with the door open. Okay, let's wander outside. Next to these paving slabs I've got the asparagus. No sign of movement there yet. The raspberries are looking a little bit wonky actually. Their supports probably need strengthening. That's 2 bags of wood chip there that I'm going to use as either a path or mulch. I've started moving the boards here. I need to finish getting this row down to here. Not much happening on the old pumpkin patch. Strawberries heating nicely under their little fleece tunnel. And the daffs have still not opened up, but they are there. They're getting some great sunlight, but there was a frost last night. Oh, some tulips as well. At some point I also need to repair this piece of wood at the bottom of my step, as it's broken and no longer holding the stones in place. There are definitely signs of spring now. There's sunshine, blue sky, and people are starting to appear at the allotments. For once I'm not the only one here. I've got the hoe, and this is the first bed I'm going to be working on today. I've loosened this all up now by using the hoe. This was a mixed green manure and these parts came out really easily, but the grassy parts were more rooted and a little bit harder to hoe. Which means when I get over to doing this bed, it might be quite difficult. Anyway, it's all about learning. So let's continue. I'm also going to take this shard out now. This was last year's, and again I left it in over the winter as an experiment. One of them I cut back and one I left fully grown, just to see how it would fare over the winter really, and what we'd get, but that can come out now. I can see Mabel down the other end of the plot. She's up on the fence being territorial, telling another cat to go away. I wonder if she'll come down here at some point later. I am slightly worried that this green manure, the grass, is going to regrow if I leave it in the bed. So I'm going to go up and ask my allotment neighbour and see what he thinks. He's over here in his greenhouse, so I'll go and ask him now. Do you think that this would regrow if I leave it? It's green manure. That looks like grass, and I've hoed it, and I was just going to leave it on the bed to rot down, but I'm worried it will regrow.
Well, that's that grass, isn't it?
What do you think?
I don't know what this stuff looks like. It looks like grass, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's all green manure.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Give it a go, okay. The decision is, we're not sure. So what I'm going to do is in this bed, I'm going to leave it all in place, cover with cardboard, chuck the compost on top, cover with corrugated plastic. See how we get on there. Before I approach this one, I think I might have to do some reading up online about green manure and what it suggests. Because this variety that looks very much like grass, I don't want it to keep growing back as grass. Let me know if you've grown that variety of green manure before and what you did with it. I'm just going to chop it. This can go onto my compost. I forgot to water the cardboard before putting the compost on. So anyway, the compost's on and now I'm going to water it. Ta-da! Another bed prepared for the season. That's a really good job done. The next thing I want to do is head into the greenhouse and sow some seeds. These are the seeds that I'm sowing today. I've got some sweet peas, dahlia, sunflower, 2 varieties of lettuce and moneymaker tomato. I'm going to be using this cocoa coir for sowing the seeds. You saw me start that on last week's vlog. Let's start with the lettuce. These are the seeds that I've just sown. 1 tray of sunflowers, some dahlias and tomatoes, 2 types of lettuce and sweet pea. I'm now going to put these in my neighbour's bubble wrapped greenhouse because my greenhouse still gets rather cold overnight. So this is a nice double bubble wrapped layer greenhouse. There we go, that's all of my seedlings in a nice bubble wrapped greenhouse. And also you can see that my neighbour's got all of his potatoes chitting as well. That's really nice of him letting me put the seedlings in his warmer greenhouse. Very kind of him. Mabel! Hi Mabel! I was just going to sow these sweet peas in this tub here. And Mabel's appeared. Oh, she's going to roll. You enjoying the sunshine on you? It's so nice to see the sun, isn't it, Mabel? Yeah. You can help me whilst I sow the sweet peas. Oh, close up. This had tomatoes in it last year, and now I'm going to put some sweet peas in. I'm going to go around the edge because at some point I'll add some bean poles for them to climb up, and cover with some fresh compost. I think Mabel's in the greenhouse. What are you doing in there? What are you doing in the greenhouse? You checking what I've been doing today, making sure I've been doing a good job? Yeah. I've sown lots of seeds. I think someone's enjoying the sunshine. Mabel, you're covered in leaves now. She's off. Bye, Mabel. I was going to cover this with some fleece, but I can't seem to find it in the shed. However, I've got lots of straw left over, so I'm going to experiment and cover it with straw instead. Now I'm going to water it to try and stop it from blowing away. I think that will be okay unless we have a really, really windy day. I almost forgot to change the calendar over in the shed. We've made it to March. Hooray! It's been such a beautiful day at the plot today. The sunshine this weekend has brought people back. I was just saying in last week's vlog that some people haven't been for 6 months now. But we've got some sunshine and they're starting to appear again. I'm going to pack up now, enjoy the wildlife camera footage that's coming up, and I will see you again next Friday.